Norðlenska nautakjötið. Uppskrift á góðu kvöldi.
Við ræddum við Michael Nevin, sendiherra Bretlands á Íslandi, í heimsón hans norður yfir heiðar til Akureyrar.
Well, I've been here about a year and a half, and actually this is my second visit to Akureyri. I liked it so much the first time I came back.
Sendiherranum þótti það góð tilbreyting að fara út fyrir höfuðborgarsvæðið og sjá hvað landsbyggðirnar hafa upp á að bjóða.
What we're doing is something called a pop-up embassy. So we pop up in Akureyri. We take some of our staff and we come here, we explain what we're doing, we meet people, we engage, we see whether there's any connections that we can further enhance between UK and Iceland. And we very much have Akureyri in our hearts.
Mikil tækifæri felast í góðu sambandi milli þjóðanna, segir Michael, og það samband má styrkja með margvíslegum hætti.
We now have Superbreak, who flew in British tourists over the past couple of months direct to Akureyri from the UK, the first time that was done. There are 340,000 tourists from the UK who come to Iceland every year. Actually 55% come in the winter, and I would expect that Akureyri will see some more coming this way, because there's certainly a lot to do and see.
En hvað það sem breski ferðamenn að leitast eftir með því heimsækja Ísland?
Well, they like to experience in a way, this may sound funny, but your weather. So in the UK, apart from the beast from the east, which we had a couple of weeks ago, our winters tend to be getting warmer and wetter. So I think they're coming here for the real experience of, particularly more so in Akureyri maybe than Reykjavik, the real experience of a winter. And obviously I think there's a sense of adventure coming here. And not only the landscape, but also maybe adventure sports, skiing, etc., which I know there are some plans in Akureyri to try and develop as a concept, which I think would be very exciting. Are they coming for your food? Maybe. I mean, you serve things which we perhaps don't serve in the UK, and you have, I think, starting to get a reputation for international class chefs who are working with Icelandic food.
Við spurðum sendiherran hvort það væri eitthvað sem hefði komið honum á óvart við Ísland.
Well, there's one thing that immediately comes to mind, which is that I play golf, and I was sitting on a train coming back to Iceland. I was going to Heathrow, and I was sitting beside a Scottish man, and we were talking, and he also played golf. And I said, do you know that there are 63 golf courses in Iceland? And he didn't believe me. He didn't believe me so much. He looked it up on Google. And yes, there are 63 golf courses in Iceland, which is fantastic. They're often in beautiful areas of the country. So my wife and I, we've played 15 golf courses, and we find that's a good way, a good excuse to go around and see parts of Iceland.
Eitthvað sem Bretar geta lært af Íslandi?
Absolutely, there's a lot to learn from each other. So actually, as one example is we are leaving the European Union, which means that we are also leaving the common fisheries policy, which means that we will have to create our own domestic policy. So we've had a number of visits here to Iceland to see how you run your fisheries industry and to see how professional and efficient it is. That emphasis on sustainability and the science around sustainability has really struck home. Some would say that we should come here and learn about how you should play football, but we shall see in the coming World Cup. Hopefully England and Iceland won't meet each other.
Hvaða breytingum gætu við átt von á í tengslum með útgöngu Breta úr Evrópusambandinu?
I would say that we're already engaging with the Icelandic government, have been doing for over a year now. And what we're doing is we're managing the process of our leaving the EU and how that affects Iceland. But the good thing is that we both have a common shared vision. We're very open with each other, and we both want continuity. So we want the trade to continue as it is. We want citizens who live in Iceland, British citizens who live here, or Icelandic citizens in the UK to continue their lives as before. And once we sort of get over that initial management of the transition of the UK out of the EU, we then will look to how can we deepen, broaden that relationship. But I have to say that, in one sense it's complex, in another sense it's actually made easier because the Icelandic government has been very enthusiastic about working together, looking at how best we come through this transition and then the opportunities.
Norðlenska nautakjötið, uppskrift á góðu kvöldi.